Day 49 for me, and it's also day 4 of not wearing deodorant. Also, I just broke a 24-hour dry fast, which is a standard part of the protocol that I am following. And I just wanted to let you know that I smell pretty good considering. So part of the daily or the weekly dry fast that I do is that you limit your exposure to water, which means if you can, like an absolute dry fast is no showers, no brushing your teeth, no washing your hands, no nothing. But I mean, I don't take it that seriously. I do brush my teeth. I give myself a baby wipe shower because just obvious reasons. I like to be a little bit fresh, and I do wash my hands. So, and maybe a little bit of, washing my face, but I just don't do the full shower. So I limit myself in that way. I went to the beach yesterday, but I didn't go for a swim. I just went for a little walk on the beach and laid in the sun for a bit. So smelling still pretty fresh. I did teach 3 classes today, one of them being quite active. I did have a little bit of a pungent smell after that, just gave myself a little bit of a wipe and I was all good to go after that. One thing also to note is that my skin definitely feels like it's healing and getting healthier. I spent some time in the sun yesterday laying on the beach. I was probably down in the sun, not just on the beach, but I went to the park because it was a little bit too windy for about an hour. And then I bumped into some friends, and then we were sitting down in Burleigh Park for a good couple of hours in the sun, and then, clouds coming over and going away. And, in the past, I would probably end up getting sunburn from that. And nothing, not even like a warm sensation. My skin's just gone like a nice brown color. So, that's another tick in the box for me in terms of me getting stronger and healing my body becoming more resilient to the outside elements. I don't know if it's also from the fact that I've stopped wearing sunglasses as well. I haven't stopped wearing them 100%. Like if I'm driving and the sun's coming straight into my eyes, I might put them on from time to time. But when I'm out and about, I've really tried to limit my sunglass wearing because from what I'm learning, the eyes are actually provide information to your skin to receive the sun. So if they're not receiving that information, that if the skin isn't preparing itself, which is I need to look into a little bit more. But that's what I've heard, and that's what I'm rolling with for the time being. And it seems to be a combination maybe of that and the fast. But my skin is definitely becoming more resilient. Another thing I am getting a lot of questions about or concerns about people wanting to do the fast, but they're a little bit concerned that the fast is going to fit in with their lifestyle in terms of their kids or their work. They're a little bit concerned about having severe detox symptoms. And I just wanted to let you know that there's different levels of the fast that you can do. You don't have to go straight into a 7-day liquid fast like I did. Or not 7-day, but I've gone, obviously a lot longer. But you don't have to go into that doing the weekly fast of liquids only and then, continuing on. You can do lighter versions of that, like and build your way up to higher levels where you are doing more and more days of fasting on liquids only. So you can start, for example, at eating for 6 days, fasting for 1, and then build your way up gradually to, you get to full liquid fast if that's what you desire. Or maybe you never get to that point. Maybe you just stay fasting for 3 days and eating for 4, whatever works with your lifestyle. It's just if you're doing that, it's just going to take a little bit longer for your body to clean itself. And also really important to note that if you are doing that, you have to also eat the foods that are going to support that cleansing process. So you're eating mucusless foods that are not causing obstruction. They're helping to clear it and to be digested as fast as possible. So, it's very worthwhile if you're going to go into this fast, understanding what the mucusless diet is. There's a book by Arnold Ehret, which I've spoken about before. Very worthwhile reading that. And also in the Master Fast system, it has got some recipes in there as well, which are pretty much based off the mucusless diet. Before you're going into this fasting process, ask what you want to get out of it, because if you're just going to go into it to get a quick fix, then go back to eating crappy foods afterwards, what's the Like, what's the point? Like, what are you doing it for? And the thing is that people also need to understand that parasites are there because we provide the environment for the parasites to live in. So if you're just going in with just the idea of just doing a parasite cleanse, and I know there's plenty of parasite cleansers out there that are just focusing on killing the parasites, and that's all they really do. They just kill the parasites, but they don't remove the waste. So if that's all you're doing, it's literally just a band-aid. The parasites will come back because all the crap, all the waste, the environment that the parasites like to live in is going to stay there. They will come back. So the idea is that if you remove all the waste, the parasites have nowhere to live and then they leave, right? So ask yourself, why am I doing this cleanse? What do I want to get out of it? Do I want to change my life? Am I going to go back to eating crappy food afterwards? Because if that's your plan, I just don't really see the point. If you want to just have a quick fix, you're only just going to be helping yourself for a short period of time, relieving symptoms for a short period of time, and then they will come back. So it's about really thinking about what you want to get out of this fast. Like, what do you want? Do you want to heal yourself on a deeper level? Do you want to take control of your health? Do you want to make sure that you can break out of the system in terms of not relying on modern medicine, having to go to hospital, so forth, unless it's like an emergency? How do you keep yourself out of there? Think about what you want out of this. That's what I asked myself. That was the question that I asked myself. Why am I doing this fast? And that's why I just would encourage you to think about that before you jump into doing something like this.